Oh, yes. I just want to mention the library closes at 5 o'clock today. Yes. And I want to give myself about an hour to put this on the YouTube. Yes. And then to email this to law enforcement. Now, I want you to understand something. When you changed my driver's license, yeah, you changed the height of it. And you changed my weight. Ooch. You changed my name. And I think you changed the address on it, considering the last known address wasn't on my credit report. Now, this idea of falsifying documents, yes, under oath, for every nation of the world that does have a requirement of the dissolution of marriage, yes, you cannot present to them any falsified document. There can be no fraud. Now, the documents emanating from an authority or an official connected with the courts or tribunals of the state. Administrative documents, notarial documents, yes. And then there's what's called the apostille. Could you get those from me, Secretary of State? All documents that are not in English need to be accompanied with a certified English translation. Now, let's say, yes, that I wanted to participate in the world and you decided that I couldn't. Yes. I will need all the mutual treaty legal agreements of the Judicial Act, yes, of 2015. And then every nation of the world that said, well, we're going to participate in these treaty agreements, yes, I will sue every nation of the world that has any knowledge right now, every nation that knows that I could either immigrate to that nation because of having a valid identification from the United States. Yes. I could expat to another nation. Yes, we could. So as to have a second residence in other nations. Yes. I could apply for a visa in another nation. Yes. Because a lot of times you got to get a visa from the other nation to be able to travel there. Yes. Or I could make some sort of investment. Now, when reading this, yes, the United Nations estimated in 2017 there were 80 million international migrants in the countries and areas comprising the Asia Pacific. Yes. Now, a lot of those people, they migrate because of having identification. Right. But this idea of identity is not being important to you? Yes. It actually is. I kind of noticed. In fact, I put an Excel spreadsheet. Yes, that the nations that don't have independent states, known as the 50 states of the United States, the territories and possessions of the United States. Yes, they issue state issued identifications. Now, let's say that I wanted a passport. I can't have my license renewed in the state of Washington. Yes, because you changed my height and weight. Yes. I can't move to any state of the United States. Yes. Because you changed my height and weight. Yes, you did. And since I can't change it back because I didn't change it, I can't get a driver's license in any state of the United States of America. Now, I mentioned that to the other states known as the 50 states of the United States. Now, I'm going to have some difficulty getting a passport, yes, without a state issued identification. Mhm, mhm. Now, as much as I might want to immigrate to another nation and apply for citizenship, yes, without certain valid documentation, that's not going to be available to me. I would need a dissolution of marriage. Yes. Did you want me to go get it right now? I would need to have a valid national identification known as a passport. Yes, you would. Then they might want to know, well, why don't you have a driver's license? Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Yes. Now, for those of you that say we always prosecute, yes, you're going to get prosecuted. Okay. Now, this dissolution of marriage, right. It was in bad faith, wasn't it, that she had me arrested 4 days later? Poop. Now, since I cannot participate in humanity, there's numerous civil rights violations in doing it this way. Yes. See, losing a passport does not necessarily make you question who you are, but it certainly deprives you of the possibility of proving it. Approximately 1 billion people globally do not have any official identity. Now, what gives a piece of paper such power over our lives? How do we arrive at a political and social situation where our worth is determined not by who we are, but the type of paper we hold? Yes. Now, not having a driver's license because you changed it? Yes. I have no state identity. Not having a passport because you turned the electricity off on me in the middle of winter? Yes. You kept all my personal belongings? Yes, you did. And then when I requested to speak to Marilyn because I love her, yes, you texted me that you'd have me arrested. Pooch. Then you changed my driver's license and you changed the notice of all court hearings. Oh, now I documented that I did want to speak to her about a little lawsuit involving my sister Susan Bowers. Now, global citizenship, pooch, as doors to participate in democratic decision-making process at the global level do not substitute the citizenship of a state, nor does an institutional setting for global regulation substitute the state. I'm actually being obstructed from participating in the democratic decision-making process of every nation of the world. Now I know. You said it's not $100 billion day. But looking at the Privacy Act generally regulates on how the federal government collects, uses, discloses records, and considering every judicial record has been falsified, yes, has used forgeries, yes, it seems to me that all of the actual Privacy Act regulations have been violated, yes. From the time you issued the first protection order on July 8th of 2011, yes, it does, yes, it does, to every judicial action of the Clallam County court system, the Jefferson County court system, the state of Washington's documents. Now, let's say I got to suing today. I will sue every nation of the world that has any knowledge of what is the mutual treaty legal agreements. No, every nation, for all of you, and any nation of the world that has actual citizens, yes, that allows for the migration to your individual nations, known as immigration in every nation of the world. I could, if I wanted, attempt to immigrate to every nation of the world.